Hi, my name is Alina. Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. Today I'm going to talk about darkness and whatever is going on in the spiritual scene. Um, there's so much fear in us humans, and that is completely okay and valid. And I have gone through my own journey of understanding fear and darkness. Um, during my spiritual journey. So, how I transmute energies into light is taking accountability um, of my life and seeing the darkness that I have been carrying around. When we meet the darkness inside of us, when we meet our traumas, when we meet our fears, we are transmuting that energy into neutrality or love. Because when we are love, we are love. If that is the only thing that you can believe, I hope that you can. From the core of us, because we are all part of God. We are all part of the same consciousness, essentially, and we just came here to play this game called life. So if the spark inside of us is love, we are love, then we have the capacity to meet all of the dark parts within ourselves. And when we meet those dark parts within ourselves, they no longer have power over us. So people are talking about entities, essentially turning into Jesus. Nothing bad with that. I think that everyone's journey is very personal and unique to their own needs. But how I kind of view things. So if you carry darkness inside, like all of us do, this like we came here to this low density earth. So of course there are dark things that we are going to attract into our life. But when we start to see ourselves fully, when we start to meet these parts of ourselves that are dark, we transmute that and we no longer attract that much of the darkness into our lives or entities or whatever. So if you have been running away from your trauma, if you have been running away from the ugliness that you think that you're carrying inside, the only answer, essentially what we have, is meeting those parts, accepting those parts of ourselves, and loving those parts of ourselves. And when we do that, we are increasing the capacity to hold love for other people as well, and love to this whole world. I will give you like I've been doing parts work for a very long time, and I talk a lot about Ho'oponopono because that I feel like helped me the most, and I started to because you like Ho'oponopono, it works in the way that you don't need to be as conscious of the things that you are kind of healing of. It is already like kind of talking to the divine and healing that relationship and that darkness that you are carrying around. So you don't need to be like, that's why I like to start with that, because you don't need to be as aware. It just works. It's like magic, but light magic. Yeah, that's where I started. And just recently, I was kind of aware that there were darkness affecting my life in some ways, like and I have had a lot, how do you call it, like sleep paralysis. So that's, I think most of people know what that is. So like you sense like something very dark in your room, or like when you're sleeping and you kind of like wake up and you feel powerless. Kind of dealt with that in the moment, was to accept this, even like it feels terrible at first, but I just accept the situation that is going on, because I have heard a lot of people maybe like fight their way through out of the sleep paralysis, something else, or maybe they call for help. But I don't know, maybe these things work for you, but for me what has worked is that I accept the situation fully. Like I'm like, because when you're fearful, you're giving your power away. So I accept, try to calm fully accept the situation. But yeah, I was attracting these situations into my life, and then I had this healing session with this wonderful, wonderful woman called Katya, and I told her that I felt like there was this darkness in my life, like, you know, something weird. Like, I don't know if it had to do something like about me doing black magic maybe in another lifetime or something in my lineage, but I just feel this like presence in a way. So she's like Akashic Oracle reader, something like that. And we looked in this lifetime that I used black magic. First, I couldn't see much about that life, but then like it started to get more clear when we went through the journey and we reversed that timeline there. And I know that this might be a lot for a lot of people. Like maybe you don't understand fully what I'm talking about, but yeah, please stay with me so I will explain it more properly. And yeah, we reversed that lifetime of me doing that and like changed it that I chose differently, because everything is happening all at the same time. And this is also like such a broad concept, but yeah. So you can basically like change timelines from your past lives too, because they're just parallel lifetimes. Yeah, and I felt this huge relief. Like that was crazy. Yeah, so we reversed that timeline, and yeah, I felt this heaviness lift from me, because like essentially I went, like I wasn't running away from the darkness. I knew exactly what I needed to do to because I intuitively knew that this is something that needs to be like done in this lifetime. So again, like your intuition is so powerful. Like maybe for you it's not about what it was from me, but like your intuition will always know like what you need to do to kind of heal yourself. So the example that I'm giving, like, you know, I listened to my intuition and I wasn't running away from the darkness in my life, so I just went straight at it and I healed that. So now I have so much more light in my essence essentially to use, because like this darkness doesn't anymore have hold of me. Yeah, we need to remember we have been here so many times. Like this is not your first time here on earth. So there might be like things from the past that your soul is carrying. Pain the pain heals when you meet those parts. It's that simple. Yeah. And then also I feel like in general, like having discernment in the spiritual community is so important, and your intuition will always know. Like I will give you example. I was just yesterday in the bookshop and I saw this book of like, it was called like Book of Curses or something like that, or hexes, or I don't know. I was like, oh my god, like what is going on? Like people are really selling like this dark stuff. And I took that book out of curiosity into my hand, and I felt this like yeah, I felt this pain in my heart, and I was like, oh my god, like you know, you can really feel these things when you start to open up yourself. When you start to open your heart, your intuition will become so much stronger. So you will have more discernment over who to listen and who is speaking of like from their trauma or wounded self, and who has maybe met those parts of themselves. So yeah, I guess that's all that I wanted to share. If this was interesting to you, please like the video or comment or message me if you have any questions about this topic. Yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.